Okay, everybody, I would like to welcome you to another interesting, let's say, Clash Royale strategy playout. So, my highest trophies are 4,330, and here in this, I want to show you my previous two battles, and Oh, and uh, I just want to like give you a couple ideas of strategies how you can use, how you can play it better, and I will try to comment and pause everything. And also, I of course make mistakes, and the opponents make mistakes. But especially if you are in lower arenas like 4, 5, 8, 7, you can definitely pick out an idea how to make it better. So. Right here, this player is like pushing the giant, and now I see that he has also had elite barbarians, which he never used in this battle, as I remembered. But here, at this position where the giant is, uh, it's obviously he just wanted to drop it down. There is no point of putting the giant like this instantly, but his plan was to place out the minions. And he didn't know that I have a wizard. And in this situation, I want to tell you also a really nice thing which I want like to try is definitely Thumbstone and Wizard is my favorite defensing part. So right here I always place the Wizard, and right here in the center where the minions are, I always place the Thumbstone. But I have to always have a thumbstone in the cycle in the cards to choose, and never put it out just by any reason. Always keep it for the best. And thumbstone is really good against hog riders, against elite barbarians, against giants, against golems, again because small skeletons come out to slow down the opponent or distract the opponent, and when the tombstone is destroyed, even more skeletons come out to do some damage or distract more, like a mini P.E.K.K.A, like a large P.E.K.K.A, and so on. So in this case, the scenario is to place the tombstone right here. The giant distracts from this position, goes to the left side, and I put the wizard here because if any opponent like P.E.K.K.A, like somebody comes out, a small skeleton comes out, and the opponent goes to the skeleton, and then he later goes to the tombstone, and at that point the wizard just does damage. It does damage. And right here, I also want to point out I had a zap and a tornado also in the cycle right here. Oh, sorry, and I didn't use it because I know the wizard will take out the minions. And also, here was a situation with the Hog Rider, and I didn't put anything. Uh, Sorry, I will pause. Sorry, I had a strange phone call. God damn. So, anyway, uh, uh, let's start this over again. He's offering me some kind of stocks, but I'm not interested in the stocks. Let's watch it one more time, and this time quick here. So the idea, he plays giant, I place tombstone here, this giant distracts to the tombstone, wizard does hemi damage, area damage, and also takes out the minion horde. Wow, very strange. And also if you place wizard right here, I will pause it just one moment. And here I placed Valkyrie just because I wanted to keep the wizard. I wanted to keep the wizard just because I don't know what he else has. So and also in this for formation, I decided to go faster for the tombstone right here because I knew the Valkyrie will stand a little bit longer there because the minions will have more time to take out the. So I will have enough elixir to place the wizard right there. So, and also another thing for this formation is tombstone right here and wizard on the right. Also, if he has a fireball or something, he needs to decide what to take out first, the wizard or the tombstone. So it's also a split damage. So always, if you put something, do it in split areas. Like like he used the fireball, and when he used the fireball, I understood that he has no elixir left, so I will take some damage onto it, and I wasn't accurate with the zap right there. But anyway, I allowed the goblins to take damage just because I want to save some elixir, and always save some elixir. Never put out everything, because he maybe have a good counter card. For example, you push down a Valkyrie and he put down minion horde. The minion horde take the Valkyrie out instantly, and he has a really nice counter attack. But you have no elixir left, so never use all your elixir. Always wait for a good opportunity. So that's what many players do in the early arenas. They just place down everything, not even thinking why and what. And right here, right here was the situation. I had 10 elixir, but I was waiting because I knew he had minion horde, and I was attacking with a giant, and I knew that he will place down the minion horde, and I didn't manage to take out the minion hordes because I especially put the wizards, especially on the right side, just because the wizard to take down the minion horde, but the giant was close enough, so I was like unlucky a little bit there, but I was waiting for the minion horde. So then I just used the tornado to get them together, because if a minion horde will attack, it will take down everything. And I especially waited for the log to place down on time so that the wizard can take out the witch. So it was and also Valkyrie right here just to distract the giant. And right here I knew that he has a hog, so I placed down the thumbstone just to slow down the hog rider. And luckily the hog went a little to the left, so that was also lucky for me. So right here, also I like really the uh, the miner, because when you use the miner somewhere here on random positions on left side, it's difficult because the left tower will attack the miner. But if you place it somewhere here, the opponent enemy of yours would need to take down the miner somehow, and therefore he needs to place by his will a card down. And that situation, I'm full of elixir, I place down the miner somewhere here, he puts down something cheap to defend the tower from the miner, and he puts down the what are these goblins, maxed out goblins. So, and right here is just bingo wizard in the left. Take out these two. I use the tornado just to have any chance of giant doing some damage, because I'm low on tower damage. And right here is the situation where basically, uh, if you were to put giant right here, the opponent will need to defend it anyway. So you are pushing it. You are pushing it. He will need to defend this tower anyway. So in all scenarios, he will not use the fireball to take damage, and he will not use the hog to take damage. His psychological point of view will be, okay, now I need to defend because that's two hits of a giant and the tower is down, and just place down the miner and log. I was also wishing to use the log more quicker, but it took out. And right here is tombstone tornado on the bottom. So and also I used tombstone just to have no chance of him taking down the tower with a hit. So it was little bit complicated, but at that point when I started to attack with giant, I just attacked because I knew that I need to push him to get down the tower first. So it was a little bit complicated, but the most important thing is in my strategy, which I want to make the opponent make mistakes. Like, you see, like I have a tombstone, a wizard, a giant, and a log. Sorry, and a log. It's a perfect defensive strategy right here. And this opponent was really tricky because he had a deck of like like not area damages, but like distant damages. Like he had rocket, goblins, uh, this ice spirit, and he wanted to take down the tower without even you know doing some troop damage. He just wanted to like do distance damage, and at the middle of game I just realized that, and I was like, okay, we need to use a different strategy. But let's keep in mind that if you use my strategy, which I have right here, like a tombstone definitely, if a P.E.K.K.A comes, tombstone plays a little bit lower, so he has a more distance to walk to the tombstone, gets more closer to the both towers engage them, and so on. If he has a poison and a fireball, place the tombstone right here, just because he will not have double damage, and he will prevent this from using the fireball and or a poison. So the placement is also important. And if he has a balloon, place tombstone as far as you can on the right side. But for example, if a balloon comes here, I always check where I could place it so that the balloon will distract to that side, and so it's a little bit tricky. The placement, you have to check it all constantly all the time. And wizard right here, and if he has a fireball, he will place the fireball somewhere here or here, and leave your wizard or tombstone not intact. So anyway. And also, so the idea is troops got distracted there. Should this fire wizard does heavy damage, and it's a really good strategy. But you need to make your opponent fall into this trap. You need to make it so you don't need to place tombstone constantly. You need to wait for the position. So first of all, you need to see what cards he has, and then you need to know what cards he placed right now, and then you need to know what cards he has right now, and you need to always prepare for his strongest card. So in this case, his strongest card, well, you see in the gameplay, was uh, Goblin Barrel. Goblin Barrel was his strongest card together with Princess. So together with Princess, it's like this. Many players have only Log or Zap. They don't have both, but I have both. So he places Princess somewhere here, and you okay? I take the Log, the Princess down, and then he's ready for his attack with the Knight somewhere here. When the Knight enters the zone, he places goblins on the tower. So just because the tower is locked on the Knight, the goblins can do really heavy damage. So this is the trick, mostly the trick of this his opponent, and he also has this P.E.K.K.A, which basically he means he won a tournament. So he's a good player, definitely. But fire right here, beautiful. Fire spirit will stop the tower, and the goblin barrel will do some damage. But I had a log, so he knows that I have a log right now, and he has a cycle deck, which basically means a cycle deck is a deck where it has cheap cards to quickly go back to the best cards that he has. And right here was a tricky. I was like, what should I do? What should I do? I didn't know, so I spent some elixir waiting, just one or two elixir just waiting. And then I zapped the princess so that she targets the Valkyrie because I didn't want her to take out the tombstone. Anyway, so this is his attack. This is his attack. And I decided to go for engaging the tower because I decided to go with tornado just to engage the tower. So because I knew he will attack the goblin battles more often, and right here I was so confused of what should I do because he has a princess and the goblin barrel, which basically, and right here I thought, okay, now I know that I need to save the log. I don't need to take down the princess, the archer princess, with the log. This is the trick. So I decided to go pushing and save the log. Never use the log on against the princess. So I used the miner against the princess. So that's what I decided to do, and that was the strategy. I planned with the strategy. Right here you can see he's using rocket. He wants to thinking of rocket or goblin barrels. And when opponent uses a rocket with other cards that he just used it earlier, you know that he has less elixir. He has really less elixir. Then is the time to so you can do some pushes, attacks. But he has the cheap deck, so he can quickly do some damage. Right here was what I was preparing of log, and this is where I saved the log. So if I didn't have a log right here, the goblins and the knight would do some heavy damage. But here is also a tricky part. So I just donated the wizard. I just donated it for the opponent because uh, I didn't I didn't do a push. I just waited, and I understood now. This was his mistake. This was his mistake, and my mistake also. I put the wizard in the front, but this was his mistake because he spent so much elixir. He spent so much elixir, and he missed with the log on the left tower. He spent so much elixir, and then I knew that okay, this is my time. This is my time because he spent really much elixir on the rocket right there. So rockets are dangerous to use, but they are doing nice damage. And I decided to just go for it, just push the max out because I have nowhere to go. But his mistake was that he was defending. He needed just to attack. He was defending. So I saved the log, especially the save the log. I didn't use it for the goblins.